look in the museum with the factory of Calbu. That's a very, very big factory. We make tons and tons of chocolate, 7 days on 7 for the chocolatiers. And in general, the chocolate is tailor-made. This here, we start with a little 5-kilo block that we melt at 40 degrees Celsius. And then the most important work of the chocolatier is to cool down his chocolate. I say a little block for trying to have your reaction, because you know, a big chocolatier, what will he do with 5 kilo? Nothing. Dus he can order his chocolate in trucks of 10 and 20 tons. If you see a big truck on the road here in Belgium with calabout on it, don't think it's a fuel, it's hot chocolate. And it's delivered then at 50 degrees Celsius. But here I melt my block at 45 degrees. And then the most important work of the chocolatier is to cool down his chocolate. Dus each morning we take out a part of chocolate, we put it on the table in marble, and with paletto and knife we cool down or we temper the chocolate. We put it again in our tempering machine, and we try to keep the right and the same temperature the whole day. This dark chocolate that I have here is the same you taste on the little biscuit. I need to work at 31, 32 degrees Celsius. Thus, I put it again in my tempering machine. I give a lot of movement in my chocolate. I see and I feel the consistency of my chocolate, but I don't put my finger in order to feel if I have the right temperature. No. I make a drawing. And if my drawing remains very well on top, that means that I have the right temperature that I can work. This here I have dark chocolate. We have 54% of cocoa mass, 26% of cocoa butter. Very important for us, Belgian chocolatiers, that we work with the real cocoa butter. If there is another vegetable oil, for us it's not chocolate. It's a candy, but it's not chocolate. That's important for us. And you have here also 18% of sugar. In all chocolates you have always 1% of vanilla for giving the flavor, for giving the taste, and 1% of lecithin of soy, that's for making the binding. Thus you think about, or higher the percentage of the cocoa mass or the cocoa powder, or more bitter will be your chocolate, or more bitter, then you have lesser fat and lesser sugar. This is what I try to tell you here, that the dark chocolate is the best for your health. Chocolate with milk are the same ingredients, a little lesser cocoa mass or cocoa powder, and you have milk powder in supplement, thus already a little bit more fatty. And then you have the white chocolate, but you know white chocolate in fact is no chocolate, because there is no cocoa mass, no cocoa powder, it's only cocoa butter, milk powder and sugar. Thus the white is the worst for your health and the dark is the best. Okay? But the cocoa butter, that's noted on the wall there, the cocoa butter is coming from the cocoa bean. Thus in each little cocoa bean you have more than 50% of oil. Thus the cocoa butter is the oil of the nut in fact. Now, I will give you my little demonstration, and I will show you how I make the little shells. The little shells are the envelopes of the pralines. Thus we in Belgium, the whole variety of all the little filled and closed chocolates, we call that une praline. And each praline has a different name and a different shape. And sometimes I see also a different shape and a different price. Now, This we work, or I work with molds in plastic, and as you can see, I don't wash the mold each time I use them, because water and chocolate don't mix. In the beginning, it was metal, and after the metal, we worked with bakelite or bakelite. Bakelite is the ancestor of the plastic, but more heavy and broken very, very easy. And you see my drawing is still there. And then full of chocolate. But I will make only the little shells. Also, all what I show you here manually, think about that. We have all the machinery for doing all this. Now, in order to have no holes in my little shells, I need to take out the air bubbles first. And I do it this way. And you see, little air bubbles came up. Not a lot, but little ones. And now, I take out the too much of chocolate because I make only the shells. And I decide here of the thickness of my little shells. And don't worry, enough chocolate will remain. Because my chocolate is hotter than the mold, that in fact it sticks right away. And once I stop, I clean. No chocolate will depart, and you will see the form is already well taken. The form is taken, but it needs to dry completely now. Because when you see the color of my chocolate, you will think this is milk. No, this is dark chocolate. This when it's completely dried, completely set, completely retracted, it will be dark like this. And have a look on the other side. It becomes white or transparent. Just here, I obtain my shiny little shells. And that was my demonstration of just before. Or you have seen.